What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna do a story time today. One of my first story times for this channel, and really story time is just me talking about something that has happened in my life that I really want to share, that I hope will be inspirational or something that you can really take away from and learn. And just so you guys get a little bit more insight as to who I am, it feels more personable, relatable. Like it's just, you and your friend just chit in the chat, hanging out, shooting the shit, whatever you call it, and just really having a down-to-earth conversation about the things that I'm experiencing, whether now, currently, or in the recent past. We all have stories to share, and so this part of the channel is me just sharing something really close to my heart that I hope will make you laugh, think, reflect, cry, whatever it may be. And so this story time is going to be on my experience with healing from benign syndrome. And this is a very tricky one to talk about because it is very frustrating. I'm someone that so BFS is a medical condition. And what's frustrating about that is that I'm actually someone who's like really on top of my health. Like that is one of my biggest values and something that's really important to me is my health. I'm always someone that's about, being proactive, not reactive. How can I prevent certain things from happening when it comes to my health? How can I prolong my life? How can I feel better in my body, look better overall? And so when this specific medical condition manifested in my life, it was very hard to deal with. It was very, very hard to deal with. And I felt like it was happening at a time when my business was really starting to expand. And I was starting to make my 6 figures within my first year of coaching. And I was getting a lot of endorsements and deals and sponsorships with large brands, finance, wellness brands. And then boom, just like that, like I had this health condition and it really derailed me. And I allowed it to derail me, which is one thing that I am going to talk about. But, a part of this story and sharing this experience is to make it relatable and to have you guys understand that no matter what is going on in your life, that there's always a reason, there's always a way to move through it and to find a way on the other side. And, my BFS hasn't completely eradicated. I still suffer. I don't want to say suffer, but I still experience this medical condition, but I am finding ways to ease the strain and the symptoms, and it does seem like I'm getting closer and closer to healing every single day. So I just want to share this with anyone else that's also going through BFS, and let's get into it. So BFS stands for Benign Fasciculation Syndrome, and it is a medical condition characterized by these involuntary muscle movements and twitches. So I usually get it more on my legs and like my waist down. Very rarely, I'll get like the eyelid twitch, and it's very interesting because people, most of us have twitched at some point in our life, right? Most of us have had some kind of muscle spasm, but for me, involuntary movement happens like every 5 minutes, right? It's very frequent, and although it's a benign condition, so it's not life-threatening, it doesn't hurt, it's just very distressing and it's annoying. And so sometimes I feel very I feel as if I shouldn't be complaining about it because I feel like other people are going through worse. Other people are going through more traumatic experiences with their health than I am. And this is just something it's not life-threatening. It's not like it's something that's it's not like a death sentence. It's not like, cancer or autoimmune disease where it's like I have it for life and I'll never get rid of it and my health will just continuously. But it still feels as if my body isn't what it used to be, right? And it's very hard to have your body feel a certain way, and then one day you wake up and it's operating completely different from what has been normal. And I would say I was relatively healthy before being diagnosed with BFS. I did have like a lethargy. I'm always I've always had this like low energy, felt very tired. And every time I went to the doctor, my doctor would, run multiple tests and everything was fine. Like my blood levels were fine, like my nutrient levels were fine, everything was good, and I could just not understand like why I felt so lethargic. So I think a part of sometimes going through these experiences, as much as I hate to sometimes say it, because I don't want people to feel like you have to go through bad things or challenging things to grow and evolve, like that's not always the case. But I feel like definitely looking back in hindsight, now that I'm kind of like farther along in my healing journey and am just wiser about what I'm experiencing and having tried and tested different things to help heal, like I've just come to the conclusion like this was meant to happen for whatever specific reason that the universe wanted it to happen. And just to give context, the reason why or how my BFS was triggered was pretty much through taking a juice cleanse through a very stressful period. So already one, I took a juice cleanse because I'm preventative, right? A juice cleanse is something that I would usually do every quarter to kind of just like detox, reset my body, because juice cleanses were the trend back then. It was the thing, and some people still are into juice cleanses, and like I don't hate juice cleanses, I don't knock them. It's still something I really wish I could do again, but right now I'm a little bit traumatized because starting a juice cleanse, and it wasn't my first juice cleanse I ever did, but starting this juice cleanse created the situation I'm in right now. And so I've kind of had to find other ways to sort of heal or detox from this situation outside of the juice cleanse. But I was also taking a juice cleanse during a very stressful time or period in my life. I had a very big presentation or workshop with a large wellness brand, and I get really anxious for public speaking events or presentations. Although people tell me I'm really great at it, I'm like a Brene Brown. Like I absolutely hate it. It's the most like anxious ridden thing for me. And you know, of course I do all the prep work of like being vulnerable and you know, meditating and doing other, you know, using other tools and resources to prep for that moment. And they have helped, but this is just a very big event. I had the most people attending than I've ever had before in my business. It was like over 1,000 people online, and I was like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I was like, you know, I was a little shaken. I was you know, really anticipating like how it was gonna go, and the anticipation of it was causing the anxiety. And so anyways, decided to do this juice cleanse for whatever reason. And now in hindsight, looking back, that was probably not the best decision to make, right? Like it is probably not great to detox when you're already stressed, because detoxing is going to make you even more stressed, right? If you're doing a juice cleanse, you're physically putting your body into a state of more stress. And so that was something that I wasn't really conscious of when I was doing the cleanse. I was just thinking like, okay, detox, like, you know, my body's going to be able to withstand it. Like my mental, emotional health has nothing really to do with my physical health. It's not really connected. And that was where I went wrong. So that could have been the reason why my BFS was triggered. It was putting my body under like immense amount of stress to the point that my adrenal system literally shut down, or it went haywire. And in response to that is why I'm getting the twitching and these involuntary muscle twitches, is because like it's like the manifestation of like my body being stressed and burnt out for so long that now it has to manifest in this weird, benign, mysterious way now that I have to solve. And so with that happening, I started to pull back a bit from my business. I started to, you know, I really wanted to find the connection between how this juice cleanse, how this thing that was supposed to be so healthy for me, that was supposed to help me detox to feel better about myself and my body, now lead me to have this medical condition that has not gone away. I was diagnosed with it back in May 2021. It is now me making this video 2023, September 2023. So it is over 2 years now that I have been struggling with BFS, and other people within the BFS community have also been experiencing this for a very long time. And it's very hard to find stories or situations of people who have actually healed from BFS. However, the past 2.5 years, I have been doing a lot of research and trying to figure out, especially with other people suffering from BFS and who are a part of that community, like how can we ease the symptoms and find a way to healing. And so some people think that the causation of BFS is anxiety and stress, which I've already mentioned because I took it. I even did the juice cleanse at a very stressful time, and it's what led to the BFS. I also started looking into leaky gut because I have had stomach problems in the past. I do have an intolerance to dairy and gluten. And at the time that I did take the juice cleanse, a part of the reason why I took it was because I was eating really unhealthy. It was, 2021 was during COVID, and I was kind of like not like in the best mindset in terms of like my personal health. Although I'm always relatively good with my health, I was doing a lot more cheating than I normally do. So I was eating some dairy, I was eating things with gluten when I shouldn't have. And I think, really not listening to my body or not honoring my body and knowing that that's not what my body likes could have added to the additional physical stress that juice cleanse was trying to fix. So over the course of the past 2.5 years doing this research, I've been looking into like what else could have caused this. I started taking more vitamins. Supplements were something that I wasn't taking, and it made me look back into my previous history of being vegan and vegetarian, because when I did go vegan and vegetarian before COVID, I was not taking any supplements. And so I realized that sometimes having these twitches and the BFS that I have, it can be caused by a lack of certain nutrients. And although I ran tests and I've gone to multiple doctors and they ran tests and said that I'm okay, I realized that being vegan, I wasn't getting the right protein or certain nutrients, and I was probably lacking B12. And why B12 is an important vitamin is that it helps to form healthy connection and a healthy membrane for your neurons. And so it has to deal directly with your nerves. And also, I believe like supplementing, increasing blood oxygen levels and red blood cell counts. So the fact that I was not taking B12 and maybe some other important vitamins, that could have also contributed to the damage that was already happening to my nervous system, even before taking the juice cleanse. And then Parasite. So most recently, I've taken a Parasite cleanse, and I actually meant to take a Parasite cleanse around the same time I took the juice cleanse, and it was not happening. I felt like my symptoms were getting worse, and that's probably because I was adding more stress to my body. And so now that I'm a bit further down the road of having BFS, and I've been, really watching what I'm eating due to the leaky gut, really practicing mindfulness more so than I was before to help reduce my anxiety and my stress. Now I'm starting to look at parasites, and so I've taken a parasite cleanse. I've been on one for the past month. I'm taking a week break, and then I'm going to get back onto the second round again. And I'm taking a product by and the parasite cleanse it was amazing. I actually saw parasites come out of my system. 1 or 2 out of the days I saw parasites, and that to me is an accomplishment on its own, because I've never taken a parasite cleanse in my life. And most likely, if you've never taken a parasite cleanse in your life, you probably have some nasty parasites. And so to have taken it, to just think like 28 years of like eating crazy amounts of food, traveling the world, and not have taken a parasite cleanse, like I felt like it was the right time to finally do that. And a big reason why it's important to do a parasite cleanse at least once a year is because parasites actually feed off of your body. So a lot of the nutrients that you're taking, it's not really beneficial if parasites are taking that away from your body. So before your body's able to actually like absorb it and actually metabolize it, the parasites get to it first. And so I was like, if I'm going to do any kind of detoxing again, like it has to be in tandem with a parasite cleanse. And I also have to just really pace myself as I am doing these cleanses, unlike I was doing before, and really ease myself into it and not over stress my body again. So the parasite cleanse, I'm gonna do my second round, like I said, and I'll drop in the description below like what products I'm using right now as I am healing from BFS and what has been really important for me the past 2 years. But this parasite cleanse is amazing. Then, most recently, I was listening to a podcast by Dr. Hyman, and sometimes like I'm not like a avid fan. I'm not like, ready to listen to his podcast as soon as he drops one, but sometimes I'll go through certain podcasts and like see if there's like an episode that's relevant to me or that looks interesting that I want to listen to and catch up with. And so he had an episode where he was talking about, I think it was heavy metal detox, because I've been hearing a lot about heavy metal detoxing. I'm not really sure what it was. And so I listened to the podcast, and crazy enough, he was talking about his own journey with BFS and how at some point in his life, he went to a doctor in the UK and the doctor had diagnosed him with the same exact thing I had. And guys, this is Dr. Mark Hyman. Like, this is like one of the top doctors out there right now, saying that he had the same thing as me. And so that was really inspirational, because it made me realize like I can definitely heal from this, that there's definitely something that's off that needs to be fixed, and it may not be a one solution kind of thing. It may be a very holistic reason as to why I'm experiencing this, due to like years of neglect to my diet or stress, my leaky gut, my diet, parasites, when to do certain cleanses, not knowing when is the optimal time, when not to do it under certain conditions. So for him to say that he was able to heal his BFS was amazing to me. And he said the way that he was able to heal his BFS was through a heavy metal detox. And I'm pretty sure, I think he did the medical procedure that you could do called chelation, where like you literally sit on a bed, it's kind of like an IV treatment, and they run these like chelating agents through your body that remove heavy metal toxins. And so I'm not at the point where like I want to do that maybe yet, and it is a big investment, but there are other ways to heavy metal detox without having to do that procedure. And so I've been researching on like the different types of herbs and things you can use. So one of them is activated charcoal, which I've also got from Cymbiotika, their website. They have amazing products, guys. I highly recommend you check it out. And so the activated charcoal, this is actually something that doctors use in hospitals to help people heal from any kind of poisonings. They'll use the activated charcoal because, like I said, it removes heavy and harsh toxins. So that is something that I take first thing every morning with my Shilajit, which has 85 trace minerals. And it almost looks like motor oil. It's black, it's thick, and it tastes really bad, but like it has a lot of minerals and it's really, really good for you. So I've been taking that in combination with the activated charcoal as a way to detox, but also put the necessary minerals back into my body. I've been drinking tons and tons of water. Like, this is something I've already, like, I was always doing, but more so it's been very important. I usually have like a 2-liter gallon. It's like twice the size of this, and I will just fill it up first thing in the morning and drink it. But someone in my family dropped it and broke it the other day, so now I have to resort to this LARQ, which is an amazing filtered bottle that I got online, purchased directly from the website, and it has a filter. I'll show you guys. It has this built-in filter, and why this is so important is because a lot of the water that we drink is inundated with heavy metals. Like, when I tell you there's like chlorine, ammonium, lead, other heavy metals, and recycled water or not recycled water bottles, just plastic water bottles have a lot of like microplastics that seep into your water. And so even avoiding plastic is really important. And so I said, you know what? The 2-liter gallon that I had was actually a plastic bottle, so it kind of defeated the purpose. So I got this reusable bottle, I invested in it. It also comes with a built-in filter, so I'm covered in terms of receiving clean and pure water. You know, I'm really trying to cover all my bases here, all my bases. A lot of people don't realize how important it is to have clean water and how contaminated our water sources already are. There are other things I could be doing, right? There are other things I could be doing, but they cost a little bit of money. They cost, you know, it's more of an investment. I'm doing the best that I can with the resources and the money and the time that I have right now. But, you know, I know of people that are filtering even water in their laundry machines, water for their shower heads, because when you're washing, you know, your skin is your largest organ. So when you're washing your body, your face, like all of this contaminated water is seeping into our skin, it's seeping into our organs, it's seeping into our bloodstream. And it may not seem like it may just seem like, oh, whatever, it's just like skin, it'll wash off. But no, this is, it is being absorbed. You cannot see it with the naked eye, but all these molecules are working on very, 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 very small energetic levels. And so that has been something that I have really learned, like just in terms of what am I eating, but I've also had to learn like it's equally as important to be conscious about what I am putting and applying on my skin, who I'm interacting with, because also the people in my life, there are certain people that, you know, I've had to learn to set boundaries because I was burning myself out trying to please a lot of people. And so, you know, having BFS really forced me to do a complete audit of my entire life. Like, it really forced me to check in with my mental, my emotional, my spiritual, my physical, my social, my environmental, everything. And realizing that there were things that I could have been doing better, right? Even as a coach, sometimes you feel like, all right, like I'm doing all the things, like, but there are always ways, whether you're a coach, whether you're a leader, whether you're a mom, whether you're whoever you are, you deserve to treat your body with the utmost respect. And sometimes it just takes doing a little bit more research, getting the support that you need. And a lot of the times we're not gonna get it right? We are still healing, we're still learning along this journey. And actually our healing is never gonna be done. Healing is not linear. I always talk about how healing is never linear. It's I don't know what it looks like, but it is not linear, guys. So for myself, like, it has just been such an eye-opening journey, and I've just been giving myself grace every day because, you know, there has been a lot of blaming, you know, as to like, Morgan, like, how did you get yourself here? Like, you're a coach, like, you shouldn't be experiencing these health problems. So I've been really hard on myself, and I've been learning to really give myself grace and to not shame and place blame and guilt on me, because I don't want to be operating from that energy anyways, right? I need to move forward and understand that, okay, this is what happened. I can't change what happened, but I can learn from what happened and become a better person because of it, and make better decisions because of it. And so I can only hope the same for you. If you're healing or working through any sort of medical condition, know that it is not your fault, right? That you did not manifest this, and that, you know, you cannot go back in the past and change anything, but you can continue to educate yourself and to learn how to deal with said medical condition, how to heal from it, how to find solutions, how to, you know, be aware, be conscious of the contaminants in our lives, whether it be people, products, our environment. Really being aware, raising consciousness, doing the research so that you can make better and wiser decisions around your health and your well-being. And I'm so grateful that you took the time to listen to me share this story today about BFS. It has been such a crazy journey. I had to take even a year off last year just to deal with it, because I just couldn't mentally, spiritually, like, emotionally comprehend like why this was happening. And I just had to come to accept it and to understand that this is just a greater part of my growth and my evolution. And in going through this and healing from it, I will be better able to help others. So thank you for allowing me to share my journey with BFS today. I'd love to hear your comments below if you're going through anything, any medical conditions, just a hard time with your health, and how doing your own research and taking steps on things to heal has really gotten you farther along on your journey. What haven't you been doing? What have you been doing that works? Like, I just want to hear from you regardless. Even if you just like this video, you want to share how much you love the video today, that's more than I can expect and would be much appreciated. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon.